Let's see how you can integrate Turbo in your React app and leverage multiple wallets from different chains to do uploads. With no further ado, let's get in. To get started, I'm going to create a very simple component, and this is going to be a form that picks any type of file from your file system and uploads that to Arweave using Turbo. And we shall try to use the Wonder wallet. We shall also try to use the MetaMask wallet and the Phantom wallet on Solana. With no further ado, let's get started. So here, I'm just going to add some little bit of styling here. I'm going to go real quick with this because it's not the main aim of the tutorial. Just follow along real quick as I'm doing this. So this is going to be justify center. I need a little bit of padding on top. Yeah, it's going to have a background, a gray background. Let's see how that looks like. Yeah, for now it's just very basic. And so in here, the main component is going to be a form, and this form is going to be leveraged to do file uploads. So I just add a bit of styling here. I'm going to give this a width of 500 pixels, and it's also going to have a self start just because I don't want the height to extend. It's also going to have a padding of 4. The background is going to be white. Yeah, and rounded. Wait, yeah, rounded, large. Well, I think that's enough styling for that portion. The next bit, we're going to have here 2 divs that are going to be handling different stuff. So this one will have the input, and the input here is going to be of type file. And I'll just name it file for simplicity. The ID is also going to be file, and this is going to be hidden. Just so that I can add a label that is going to be attached to it, and it's the label that I'm going to style so that I have some type of customized input. And this is going to be an image that I already have, and the image is I need to bring in the image, so I'm going to name this probably add icon. From this is coming from assets / add, yeah, and I'm going to add this here as a source. I'll just probably name it add icon as an alt, and style it. Height is going to be 8. Yeah, and then I need to have a pointer, cursor pointer. That's going to be enough. Let's see how this looks like for now. Okay, yeah, not bad. The next thing we're going to do to add a bit of styling to this div, I'm going to give it a padding of 4. I want it to be rounded, so rounded large. And the margin on the bottom, just because at the bottom you're going to have buttons, and I want it to be a flex, justify center, and the border is going to be a border of 2, and I'm going to have border dashed. Yeah, border dashed. The next step, I want to give the border a sort of color, and it's going to be gray 300. Let's see how that looks like. Yeah, it's coming along nicely, as you can see. The next step here is going to be figuring out where this is in the middle of justify center. Oh, yeah, this is self start, not self center. And yeah, this is where I want it to be. And as you can see, it's all coming along as it should. Now I'm going to jump in and add the first connect button. So we are going to start with the Wonder wallet because it's the easiest. So what I'm going to do is in this second div, I'm going to create a button, and this button is going to be connect wallet. I want to keep it very simple, and it's going to have a non-click, and this is going to be connect to Wonder, right? And I'm going to create that function here, connect to Wonder. Yeah, let me just create an empty function for now. I still need to style this button, so I'm going to jump on that next. And this is going to have a black background black. The width is going to be 250 pixels. It's the default I use for most of the buttons, by the way. So text white. And then it's going to have a padding X of 4 and a padding Y of 1. I want it also to be rounded. So rounded large. Let's see how that comes out at the moment. Okay, not bad at all. One thing, I need to style that div, the parent div, and I need it to be flex, just because I want to put the button in the middle with full and justify center. This should be enough to put the button in the middle. Yep. I think this component looks nice. Now the next thing we need to do is I'm actually going to have a different button, and this is going to be I'll just copy this. The next button is going to be upload file, right? So actually I'm going to flip these. I want to have the upload file on top, and it will make sense in a second why. All right, now that I have this, yeah, it looks a bit awkward, but then the idea behind is I want to have the connect button by default, but after connecting my wallet, I need to see the upload file button. And as I said, we are using, at first, we're going to start with the Wonder wallet. Then next, we're going to use the Solana wallet, then an Ethereum wallet. So here I have this SDK that I enjoy using. It's called the Arweave wallet kit. It just gives you simplicity working with Wonder wallet and all the Arweave related wallet. So what you do here is, in our case, we're just going to install Arweave wallet kit React and also Arweave wallet kit Wonder strategy, right? So you pick these two, and then you do an npm install, yeah, Wonder strategy, and also this Arweave wallet kit / React. They're the only two I will need for this project. So those are going to install. When they're done, I'll get back to our stuff. Okay, so the thing you do here is you come back to your main entry point of your application, and I'm just going to follow the documentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, yeah, the Arweave wallet kits provider. I'll just add that to my application, and then I'll need to import this from Arweave wallet React. I don't need these other wallet strategies. I only need the Wonder strategy, and this comes from Wonder strategy, right? And you can see these are the two SDKs that we imported. One thing here, I'm going to add signature because that's needed by Turbo. So as easy as that, I'm now ready to connect my wallet. What I'm going to do here is to import a hook called use connection, yeah, from Wonder wallet React, and this has a connect method that I'm going to need here inside of connect to Wonder. So I'll make this an async function. So I'll just do here a try catch, right? And this is going to be a way to connect. And also here, what I'm going to do is, yeah, just for the sake of this, I'll log the error. And then I'm going to add this function here, or it's already added. I just need to remove it from upload file because I'll need a different function for upload file there. We shall take care of that later. There is also here a boolean called connected that I'm going to use to show my button depending on the state, right? So what I do here, I'm going to say connected. If connected, right, I'm going to show upload file, or if I'm not connected, I'll show the connect button. I can also remove this here at the top since I don't need it. Actually, before showing that, there is one thing I need to do here. Since I'm inside of a form, I need to specify that this button here is going to be a normal button. Type is going to be button, but the type of, oh no, it's actually the other way around. The type of my connect button is just going to be a simple button, and the type of this upload file button is going to be submit, right? Type submit. Okay, I come back here, I try to click connect. You can see my wonder strategy here. I click on go to, there is a pop-up. I don't know if that will be shown on the screen, but there is a pop-up. I need to confirm. And yeah, as you can see now, I have upload file, which means my wallet is now connected successfully. Now that you have your wallet connected successfully, we need to do two things here. We need to handle file upload and file change, right? So what I'm going to do here is on my input, I'll click on change, and I'll define a function that will be triggered whenever I select a different file. So let me define that function up here. And I think I'm going to copy this. I've already copied this from my GitHub just to make it easy. And I'm going to explain it line by line what it does. Okay, so I import use state here. And so what this function does is it gets triggered whenever I change a file, and it checks if there is a file in the first place. If there is no file, it sets the file to null. If there is a file, it sets my file in the use state to my file here that I'm going to use later on when I'm trying to upload the data to Arweave using Turbo. So if I add this here, it's called handle file change. That's going to be triggered every time I change a file, and to show that it works, I can just log the file here for now. Okay, back here, I need to open the inspect, come to the console. So if I do this, let's say I put this file in, I open, you can see it's triggered already. It's showing right here that the file exists. Actually, we can even go a step further and start showing the file name in between these two. And yeah, I think let me do that before I handle the file upload bit. So in between these two divs, I'm going to add a div that will be showing the name. And I need to style that. So I'm going to give it a margin. My is going to be 5, a height of 6. Yeah, the text should be centered, just because the rest of the text is all centered in the inside of the component. You want it to be a little bit gray because I don't want it to draw that much attention, and the text should be extra small. All right, so now where am I going to pick this data from? It's going to be coming from the file, and I just need the name for now to show that there is a file that is showing up, and this file here is the file you have in the use state. And so what I do here is to have this as a condition. I want to show it only when I have a file name. If I don't have a file name, I don't want to show that. So I'm going to say a file.name, and I don't need this anymore. Okay. So now we can also remove this console log because we don't need to check the console anymore. By the time we see the name showing up here, we will know that we have a different file. So let me try to change to probably an image agent, and this is actually the actual image we'll be using. So yeah, you can see agent.jpg, which shows that everything is working perfectly at the moment. So now let's handle the next case, which is the actual upload using Turbo. Let's try to free up the screen a little bit. Remove this. So now this function, we can just call it upload file. Const upload file. And you can name your functions however you want to name them. And this is going to be a form event. Oh, actually autocomplete is helping me right here, but I don't want it to go where I don't want it to go. So I'll stop it right there, just so that you can go step by step through this and you can understand how it all gets done. But then this is enough. And actually, I think I can just do form event and import from React. I just like that way of doing things. It's much cleaner for me. And so event, you do event.prevent default. And the reason for this is because we are going to use a form event. If you don't prevent the default, the page is going to reload and you don't want the page to reload. So you do e.prevent default. And also if there is no file to upload, you just return naturally, right? So that you know when you're trying to upload, it's only data that is needed that you're going to upload. And we're going to wrap everything inside of a try catch. And the first thing I'm going to do here is to initiate turbo. So turbo is going to be equal to TurboFactory.authenticated. This has to be an authenticated action just because it's going to involve the wallet. And so what I do is signer, and my signer is going to be ArConnect signer that I import from Arweave here, right, from Turbo SDK. And this is going to be window.arweave wallet. Okay, so that is, yeah, autocomplete is coming in here and disturbing everything. So yeah, that is Turbo that is initiated there. Did I bring that in? Oh, it has to be new ArConnect signer. Okay, nice. Now that you have the Turbo instance, the next thing I'm going to do here is to upload the file. So I'll do const result is going to be equal to await turbo.upload file, turbo.upload file. And there are a couple of parameters we need to pass here. The first parameter is going to be a function to stream the file. So it's going to be file stream factory. And this is a function that will stream the file, okay? The next bit of it is going to be file size factory. And that has to pick the file size. And then one last thing that we need to add here is data item options, and this will help us to add tags to our data. And this is very important to tag every data you put on Arweave, just for that easiness of search. It's not mandatory, but I always advise everyone to upload their data and attach tags to them, to that data. Okay, so here what we do tags, and then yeah, you can see autocomplete suggesting things, but I'm not going to take that. I'll do something different here. I'll add content type. Content type here is going to be file type, right? And the next thing I'm going to add is the name, just because I want to name my file, and add the tag of the name of the file so that I can easily search that through GraphQL later on. So this is going to be name, and you can put file name or whatever you want, and this is going to be file name. And so one thing to mention here is you can have any arbitrary number of tags depending on how many tags you have to give your file. I think for me, this is largely enough. But then we have an error here. I need to find out what the error is. Oh, okay, I see. We need to close this tag here. Okay. Then there's one of these that we probably don't need. Yeah, and it's this one here. When we remove that, everything works perfectly. Lastly, to confirm that everything works, we just need to log the result. We need to log the result in the console.log. Actually, let me make use of autocomplete here, and I need to just change this. It's not result.data item ID, but it's just result.id. And you can see the other parameters that you can use, or the other values. I don't need to have all of them, but actually I think I can just show you how they look like. I'll just log the whole result and remove this. Yep. And then if we have an error, I'll just log the error for now, because I don't want to add like the error to the UI. It's out of scope of this tutorial. Okay, last thing I need to do is to add this to the form. I don't add it to the button because the button will trigger the form, but then I need to do on the form, on submit, it's going to be upload file. Okay, So now that you are back here, I want to specify something. If you want to upload data on Arweave using Turbo, you need to have credits, Turbo credits. But I'm going to show you in a different video how to get credits. For this one, I'll just use a file that is below 100 kilobytes, because every upload below 100 kilobytes is free. Again, I told you we're going to use this agent, and as you can see, it's 27 kilobytes. I add it there. If I click on upload, you'll see how the page is reloading. I think there is something we missed here. It shouldn't reload like this. It means there is something that went wrong. Aborted, optimized depth. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I know what happened. And this has taken me a lot of time in the past to debug. And the issue here is we're importing from Turbo SDK, but we need to go one step down and use SDK web. Just because if we don't, there are some the Turbo SDK uses some other SDKs, I think, that don't support the web. So you need to specify that you are using the web version of it. Okay, so if we are back here, we reload. Okay, everything is back. Let's look for the file that we want. It's right here, 27 kilobytes. So again, every upload below 100 kilobytes is free. So this should work perfectly. I just need to sign. I'm seeing a pop-up. I don't know if this will show on the screen, but there is a pop-up. I sign that. And you should see the result in here. We have the result. The owner is my wallet. We have the signature. We have the ID. This is the ID you use to refresh your file. And you can see with that easiness, we are able to upload any type of file from the UI using our React application. Next step, we're going to use a different wallet. For this one, we use the Wonder wallet. Now we're going to use the Phantom wallet with the Solana chain, and it should work perfectly again. So let's work on that next. But before we actually integrate Solana, I just want to specify that I'm not very conversant with the Solana tooling. So I'm just going to use one of the simplest methods to do this. If you want to really advance that to the next level, I recommend you check how to integrate with Solana wallets or Phantom wallets, any of those wallets. So let me copy this so that we move faster. And this is going to be connect to Phantom, right? Connect to Phantom. And now, how does that work again? I think it should be window.solana.connect. Oh, no. I think it's window.phantom, right? Window.phantom.solana dot connect. Yep. That should be it. And then I'm going to do something a bit crazy here. I think let me first remove this because we won't need that anymore. So down here I'll do connect to Phantom, right? And then the last thing I'm going to do here is to adjust this a little bit, right? Because it changes depending on what connection type you're going to use or what signer you're going to use. So instead of doing a signer, here I'm going to do wallet adapter. And this is going to be window.solana. And then I also need to specify the token. And token is going to be Solana. This has to be Solana, right? Okay, that should fix. So with that, everything should work as expected. We should be able to connect with the Phantom wallet and upload using our Phantom. There is a misspell. It's Phantom. So let's try to see how it works. But then to recap what we did here, we're connecting to the Phantom wallet. And also to be able to upload, you need to change this authenticated object to have a wallet adapter as window.solana and the token as Solana as well. So we give this a try, and we should see the pop-up for the Solana, for Phantom on Solana. So I connect. As I said, I'm going to do something a little bit strange here. After connecting, I'll I'll comment this button and then uncomment the button up here. So I'll also remove this for now, just so that you can have the plain button itself. So we shall have this button, and if I save, we now see how to upload the file. I'll try to upload the same file I uploaded again, that is under 100 kilobytes, but with Solana this time around. So I click on upload. It shows me to send a message with Phantom. I confirm. As you can see, the upload is successful. We have the ID again. We have the ID. We have the owner. We have everything just as before, right? And this has been the upload using Solana. By changing a couple of variables or parameters, we can move from wallet to another. And you can have these options, by the way, all of them inside your application. And to finish this, the last option we're going to look at is Ethereum, how to upload using Ethereum. And for this particular case, we're going to use MetaMask. And so by uploading on Ethereum, you can use Polygon, you can use Base, you can use the Ethereum mainnet as well, or the main layer. But before that, let me try to clean up some stuff here that we don't need anymore. So everything related to wallet kit, we won't need it. The ArConnect signer, we won't need it. Connect to Phantom, we won't need that. And so yeah, I'll change this later on. But we need to bring back what we had here, but in a different sense. So let me have these two buttons. And let's jump straight into the Ethereum related stuffs. Yeah, so first thing I need to do is to come to my main file, right? And remove everything related to the Arweave wallet kit as well, because we're not using that for now. Now that we're jumping to Ethereum, we're going to use Rainbow Kit plus WAGMI, and also VM behind the scenes. We also need to use React query. So what I'm going to do is remove this as well, import some of these variables that we'll need. As I said before, we are now going to use VM, WAGMI, and the Rainbow Kit, right? And Stack as well for React query. You can download them. I already have them here. So let me just show you. So we have right here, we have VM, we have WAGMI, we have Ethers. Yeah, we'll need to use Ethers. We also have Stack. And yeah, that's about it. So back here, let's configure some stuff here before we even import anything. So I'll just do const config, and this is going to be the main configuration. Create config, and that is coming forward from WAGMI. We need chains. For now, for my case, I'm just going to use mainnet. As I said before, I'll just use mainnet, and you import mainnet from VM/chains. And also transport, you need to define your transports. For mainnet ID, it's going mainnet.id, and this is going to be equal to HTTP. Just like that. You also import HTTP from WAGMI. That's about every config we'll need, but I also need to configure const. I need to configure the client, query client, query client like this. It's going to be equal to new query client, and the query client, you import it from Stack. Okay, now we need to add these providers. We need to add providers for those configs. The first provider we're going to need is going to be the WAGMI provider, and the WAGMI provider is going to receive a config, which is our config up there. On top, below that, we're going to have the second config, which is going to be query client, and this is going to wrap the app. Okay, we need to import this from Stack, and I need to remove this from down because we already have it right here in between. And the last one we're going to need as a provider here is going to be the Rainbow wallet kit. Rainbow Kit provider. And with that, we have all the providers we need to integrate with Ethereum related wallets. Now we need to add one last thing within our application here. It's going to be the connect button. So we will not use this connect button anymore. This has served us enough. We can use the existing connect button that is provided by the Rainbow Kit. So we import it here, connect button, as you can see from Rainbow Kit. Okay. And then the next thing we'll need here is to, what am I doing? Okay, is to do const account, and this is going to have use account from WAGMI. And what use account does, it watches the wallet and the state of the wallet. And so that what that allows us to do is to come here and have a condition as before. So you can say account state.status is equals to connected, like this. Then you can show the upload button. Otherwise, you can show the connect button. Nice. With that, we can already check that out and see how it's going to work. So I'm trying to reload here, and we have upload file. And the reason for this is because my MetaMask should be already connected. I'm just going to disconnect it. Yep, MetaMask should be already connected. I'm going to disconnect this. Disconnect. Okay. So now that I've disconnected that, you can see it's showing me connect wallet. And this is not styled because I need to add in the style. So let me pull the style file or the style link. So I need to add the style to my main file here, right? I do rainbow me dot, yeah, that whole link there will link to the CSS. So if I save that, come back here, you can see the connect button is now styled. So that allows me to connect to any wallet I want. So you can see get a wallet. What is a wallet? No, I don't need all that. Let me try to close this. And yeah, MetaMask. I'm going to use MetaMask. You can also use Phantom, but on Ethereum. We also have Phantom on Solana that I used before. But now for simplicity, I'll use MetaMask and connect. And once it's connected, you can see upload file again. So I'm going to try to upload the file as I did before. Oh, before I even do that, if I do that right now, it's going to fail. And the reason is I need to change this here in authenticated. So this is no longer window.solana. This is going to be window.ethereum. And here the token is going to be Ethereum, just like that, right? And also you can change this if you want. There are different options. You have base ETH, base USDC. You also have Polygon, right? But now for simplicity, I'll just do Ethereum and window.ethereum. Now it's going to work as I'm expecting it to. So again, I pull the file that is under 100 kilobytes open, click upload file. Okay, nice. Unsupported wallet adapter must implement get signer. Oh yeah, I forgot to implement that. So what you're going to do here, remember I installed Ethers. So we add Ethers here as a package, Ethers, and this is where Ethers is going to come in right here. Rather than doing things this way, we're going to do them a little bit different from what I just did here. This is a wrong implementation. So what I'm going to do instead here, I'm going to add these two lines, right, and import Ethers. So the first thing I do, I create an Ethers provider by doing new ethers.browser provider and window.ethereum. I create an Ethers signer that we're going to need here under wallet adapter, right? So now that I have an Ethers signer, the last thing I'm going to do is to do wallet adapter, and here I'm going to do get, yeah, autocomplete has come in handy. So I do get signer as a function that is going to use my ETH signer And yeah, I'm going to just do as any to silence the error right there. So with that, I click save, and now I should be good to go. So if I try again, looking for my file, I try again, open that, click on upload. Yeah, now you can see that pop up that requests me to sign my transaction. I sign that. We should see a second one. Nice. Yeah, we should see a second one here. I need to confirm that as well. And then that should upload just as before. And as you can see, we have everything we're supposed to have here. So now, that shows different styles of uploads that you can use to utilize Turbo. And this is where Turbo is very powerful, I think, where like you can have different wallets from different ecosystems and do uploads with them. So this allows you to have people use Arweave without the need to download the Arweave related wallets. They can still use the wallets that they know from their ecosystem and do the uploads with those ones. So what we have done here is we've tried to upload files under 100 kilobytes because I didn't want to like go into buying tokens in this tutorial. Now there is a tutorial coming next. Watch out for that. It's going to be all about how to purchase tokens or turbo credits for these wallets so that you are able to upload files that are above 100 kilobytes. And actually, to show you that it's going to fail if I don't have enough credit, I'm trying to upload here a file that is above 100 kilobytes. This one is actually 6.2 megabytes. And we should see an error. Let me even clear the console. We should see the error telling us we don't have enough funds or something in those lines. So let's wait for that. Yeah, you can see insufficient balance here, right? Insufficient balance. So if you want to upload files that are above 100 kilobytes, you need to have turbo credits. And I'm going to have a very separate video showing you how you can purchase credits for your different wallets. But this was just to show you that you can have all these flexibility while uploading your data. And one application that actually makes use of this is called Turbo. So you can do AR Turbo, and I'm going to show you how it does that. So the application is loading. You'll see different wallets here. If you try to connect, you'll see you can connect with Phantom, you can connect with Wonder Wallet, you can connect with MetaMask, you can even have email signing. So as you're also trying to work on your apps, you can have these different options. And actually Turbo use the same different options behind the scenes to make use of that power of Turbo. So that was it for this one. Catch you up in the next one.